and behold, you will be in your Langflow system. Now let's create a workflow. You can see a simple agent. That's it. This is a simple agent. But let's create a new project. This is it. Yeah. I don't know. This button not working. Okay, yeah. Now the new project. Rename the project. So let's call it AI assistant. I already had the same project. I've built everything before, so I'm just teaching you guys how to. Now come here. Now this one. Now create a new flow. I will say you should just create a blank, because at the end it is the same thing. Or you can use this simple agent because you are building an agent, but just use a blank one. Yeah. Call this AI assistant. So let's get the input first. So these are the components here. You can see a lot of components are here. So we need to kind of take some kind of data. So we need an input. Search for input here. As you can see, this is a text input and this is a chat input. Just use the chat input. You can see. Bring it here. I love to make it small. So we have a chat input, right? We said we need a prompt. So we need a prompt template. So this prompt template will be the prompt we're sending to our LLM. Do you understand, guys? So it will be the prompt plus. Do you know what a prompt is? A prompt is like a summarization of, or a clear instruction of what you want your agent or your AI to build. So it is more like the director that gives the AI the capability and ability to do everything they want to do. So this is our prompt template. Then the next thing we need is an agent. So we call it agent. View the agent here. You see here. Okay. These agents kind of have some kind of error. If you try, you see here. So I'm not using this one. You can delete these agents and let's use what I used before. Agent 2. It's more like of a tool. This is a tool calling agent. Yeah, tool calling agents. So this is an agent designed to utilize various tools seamlessly with workflow. That is, you are going to give it a language model it is going to use. You provide it the tools and a system prompt to use. So this is the prompt we are going to, we are going to do the prompt here. Then we feed it here. Yeah. Now the next thing we need now is a language model. Although we have a tool calling agent, but we need a language model. So I said we are going to use Gemini. So just search for Google, and this is it, Google Generative AI. So this is it here. See, we are using a lot of things now. So I need to make this organized. So we can bring the Google Generative AI here. Yeah. Now we need to output it as a language model and not just a model response. So connect the language model to your tool calling agent. You see right here. And then the prompt output, you can now connect it to the system prompt here. Do you get, guys? Okay. We have that configured, right? And this tool calling agent is going to give us an output. So we output it to the user. This is the chat output. Now you can now do this chat output. And that's it. You see right here. If you notice, all we need now is the tool to search for calendar. Yes, this is a Google Calendar. as you can see, it is using the composer API key. Then the next thing is to select the actions. Yeah, instead of selecting action directly, just enable true mode here. Yeah, and you see what happened now. This is going to turn to a true instead of a data frame. Do you understand, guys? So you see, now you have the true set. Now you can now select the actions that you want this tool to be able to perform. You want to be able to perform events, to create events, to delete an event, to find events, to find free slots. So that will be able to tell if you want your AI to like schedule an event for you, it finds the free slots, then give you the best time. Can fetch the Google Calendar, get current data, time to, you know, if you want to tell your AI to create an event 1 hour times from now, it's definitely going to take your current time, then then create in that 1 hour time. You can also list Google Calendars, quick add events. Sometimes I feel the best thing is just to use one of these two. You can use one of these two, but it is also very good to add the two. Sometimes you want to create event very in a detailed way. This one here, the parameters are much. You can add the attendees, you can add the Google Calendar ID and all the descriptions, event time. But for the quick add, as you can see here, all you need is the calendar ID, the send updates, and then the text. You see right now. So that's the difference, but they are the same thing. Just that the create event will create a detailed event, while a quick add is just going to like add it quickly, as you can see. So if you want to remove attendee, but we don't want that for now, you can also update Google events. So, and that's all we need. We give it the enough tool that they need. So those tools are enough for your agent to literally work with everything you want to work now. So then you connect the true set to your true calling agent. I don't know, are you guys following? In your Google generative AI, you don't need to give it any inputs, right? All you need is to output it as a language model. Then make sure to select the model. Some models doesn't accept true calling, so just use 2.5 Pro, and then make sure to input your Google API key also. I saved it as a global variable, that's why you're seeing it here, and that's pretty much everything you need to do here. Yes. Let's work on prompt engineering. So let's come to this prompt template, edit it by clicking on that. Now you cannot edit prompt. This is my prompt, but you can work on your own and make it better. This is just for the tutorial sake. By testing, you can change your prompts after testing, and then you should use the best one. You can see by smart agents, you see everything, you have all the tools you need. I'll be pasting this, and then assumption, I give it the default time zone is PST unless the user specifies otherwise, because every time it kind of asks the user what time zone do you want to use. Sincerely, you can just delete this. I used that when I wasn't using previous messages, and everything I pretty want to do must be done once. So, but now we have previous messages. That is, the AI cannot have the memory of everything your user is saying. The current user input and previous messages, I mean the chat history, that will give the agent the context of the current chat. So we can now check and save. Now we need to give this prompt template 2 inputs. If you remember, this. If you want to add an input to your prompt, you can do this and then this. So we need to give 2 inputs to the prompt template. The first one is the user input, and that will come from the chat. So this will be the chat, and add it here. It is overlapping. I'm sorry. So chat input, add it to the user chat. Now, previous message, you can now ask, how do we have access to the previous message. So we need another component called the message store. Okay, message history, yeah, it's called history. So first, this is retrieve, right? You can now add the retriever here. That will be the pre, but we are not saving any message currently, so we need to add another one. I will call it store. You can see, and then the response from this AI, before the output it, we can now connect it to the store. So this is what quickly happened when the user send a message. It comes here. It's the first time there won't be any history, so it comes here. The AI, we construct a prompt, then we send it to the two calling agents. Yeah, it has all tools, and it also has a model, the language model it is going to use, and it gives us an output. Then the output, we save it to the message history, then we give the user an output. Then we'll come back here. The next time our prompt is going to include the current message history, then send it. We also have the history saved, then store it back, and we keep repeating that. So that's pretty much everything that's happening. By giving it a message history, it gives the AI some kind of context. If there is no history, you have to run everything pretty once, and when you send another message, the AI is not going to understand anything. But with history, it understands where you are coming from, everything you are currently doing, everything that is done, and everything that should be done. Now, the next thing now is to, after giving this Google Calendar we need to test our inputs. We need to test it. So, I think you will have to enable, you have to connect by clicking on here. There's a connect button. This is wrong. No, not this. So it is more like to connect to the Google Calendar component. You should run it so you will be able to test. So when you are trying to deploy this in real life scenario, you have to enable and handle authentication for this Google Calendar. I think that's pretty much the only authenticator in this project. So okay, I was connected. You can see now, if you click on the connect button, it will take you to your Google account. I'm coming. Let's see what happens first. Let's test. I know it is I. What can you, by clicking on the playground, you can test it. They're pretty much straightforward, and we have an agent working. So if you want to build complex thing, you just need to add your agent and it's kind of straightforward. You see here, I am a smart assistant, agent assistant, your intelligence kid. I can help you with the following. How can I help you today? But very straightforward. This building take us less than 5 minutes or something, and it should be less if I'm not explaining. Now is this connect? We need to connect this. Okay, I do not want to connect. Let's see what happens without connecting. Okay, what is my schedule? I think it is showing us two outputs currently because the AI, because we are kind of testing, we see this output and we also see the last output, but in real life you are not going to see these two calling agents. You are not going to see these two calling agent outputs. This is more like the two calling agents. You may decide not to output these two calling agents to the user and kind of put in another model and summarize it, but we want to make this as easy as possible, so we are doing it straightforward. Okay, I connected before, so that's why it has access to my Gmail. So that's what's going on here. and you can see everything. It is showing in my schedule. I asked it what is my schedule this month, and this is not the final output. There should be an output soon, because this seems to be the so-calling agent. As you can see, of course I can help you with that, and it shows me all my current schedule for that month. Straightforward. It has access to my calendar. Okay, let's say you should add, okay, create. Let's see what happens. You see, you can see everything, every tool it is calling. It get the current date time because we want it to happen in the next hour. After the current date time, what happens? It is going to create the event. You see? And then I have created this event AI Smart for you. It is creating today. It's very straightforward. Now, let's ask it for our schedule for that day. And it should include the currently created event. The one we just created now, it should output it to us because, and if I have other events, it will show me that. Okay, so get the current date. So that's why it's using get current date time. Okay. As you can see, everything here, study station, are all my schedule today, and at the end there's an AI Smart that happens here. As can you see, guys? Now let's ask this AI a question that let us know it has access to all our chat history. Okay, according you see, I said you see, I'm making it according to our chat history because these questions can also be answered by just, okay, how many questions have I asked today without context? You see, you have asked 4 questions. As for your schedule, let me check your calendar. As you can see, just doing the thing and giving us an output. It looks like you have a busy day ahead. Here is your schedule. So that's more like of a busy day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I feel this is great, and that's it. We created an AI that's working pretty well, and we built it pretty fast.